afternoon, students. Today we are going to learn our new lesson, Unit 16, Microorganism. Students, in this lesson, we are going to learn the objectives, types of organism, different types of organisms, and then differentiate various microorganisms based on their shape and occurrence, and then role of microbes in various fields such as medicine, agriculture, industry and daily life, and then harmful effect of microorganism, and then relation between man and microbes, and then effect of prion and virion on human health. So these are the objectives we going to learn in our Unit 16 Microorganism. Students, our next topic is introduction about microorganism. Microorganisms are very small in size that they cannot be seen through our naked eye. So these organisms can be seen only with the help of microscope. This is the instrument named as microscope. So microscope is the instrument able to see the smallest living organisms named as microorganisms. So therefore microorganisms are very small in size. They cannot able to see with the naked eyes. So these organisms can be seen only with the help of microscope. So therefore they are also known as microbes. Children, the science that deals with the study of microorganisms is known as microbiology. Microorganisms are found everywhere. They are found in air, water, pond, lake, river and ocean. Students, and also microorganisms found in soil and even inside our human body. So they remains inactive under unfavorable condition and active during favorable condition. So microorganisms can be studied under 5 categories. They are virus, bacteria, fungi, algae and protozoa. So let us study about them in detail. Virus. Virus is a tiny particle made up of genetic material and protein. So they are intermediate between living and non-living. Very important, they are intermediate between living and non-living things. So virus means poison in Latin. Important, one more question. So virus meaning poison in Latin. Viruses are intercellular obligatory parasites. Parasites meaning the animals which depends food for the other animals. They cannot able to produce their own food. So that is known as parasites. The study of virus is called virology. So another 2 mark question, define virology. The study of virus is called virology. Viruses are 10,000 times smaller than bacteria. So another important 1 mark question, viruses are 10,000 times smaller than bacteria. And then virus have different shapes. They are rod shaped, spherical shaped, or other shapes. Students, this is example for different shapes of virus. So structure of virus contain core DNA and RNA. So this is the structure of DNA and RNA. So a virus contain a core DNA and RNA, and surroundings that core is a protein coat. Some viruses, the protein coat is covered by the envelope made of proteins, lipids and carbohydrates. This is the structure of lipids. So some viruses are covered by envelope made of proteins, lipids and carbohydrates. So these envelopes have spikes. So see, around that spherical ball there is a structure very sharp. So that sharpened structure are known as spikes. So these envelopes have spikes that help the virus particles attach to the host cell. So viruses cause many diseases to plant, animals and human being. Our next topic is characteristics of virus. So virus show both living and non-living characters. Living characters, they respond to heat, chemicals and radiations. And also they reproduce inside the host cell and produce copies of themselves. So there are two important living characters. They respond to heat, chemicals and radiations, and they reproduce inside the host cells and produce copies of themselves. And then non-living characters, they inactive, very important, they inactive when present freely inside the or in the environment. And then they can be crystallized, and stored for a very long time like other non-living things, because virus is the character between living and non-living. So they can be crystallized and stored for a very long time like other non-living things. Students, our next important topic is bacteria. Bacteria are single-celled prokaryotes. Prokaryotes meaning the cell without nuclei. So very important 1 mark question. Prokaryotes is nothing but, we know that all cell contain nucleus, but prokaryote cell is present without nucleus. So bacteria are single-celled prokaryotes meaning without nuclei. They are considered to be first living organisms on the earth. So important 1 mark question, which is the first living organisms on the earth? So answer is bacteria. So bacteria is the first living organisms on the earth. Bacteria are grouped under kingdom called Monera. So the study of bacteria is called bacteriology. The study of bacteria is called bacteriology. The size of bacteria range from 1 micrometer. So the first one is micro. 2 meter. So 1 micrometer. So 1 micrometer to 5 micrometer. The size of the bacteria ranges from 1 micrometer to 5 micrometer. And then the bacteria are of two types. Based on respiration, they are classified into two types. They are aerobic respiration. So aerobic bacteria, the bacteria which require oxygen is known as aerobic bacteria. And then anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria meaning the bacteria which does not require oxygen. So based on respiration, bacteria are classified into how many types? Two types. They are aerobic bacteria which require oxygen and anaerobic bacteria which does not require oxygen. Students, this is the cell structure of bacteria. A bacterium has an outer covering known as the cell wall. So this is the outer covering. Outer covering known as cell wall. Outer covering of the bacterium is known as cell wall. And then the nuclear membrane is represented by the nucleoid. So nucleoid without nuclear membrane. See here. So this is the nuclear membrane which is known as nucleoid without nuclear membrane. And then an extra chromosomal DNA called plasmid is present in the cytoplasm. And then the protein synthesis is carried out by 70 ribosomes. Other cell organelles such as mitochondria, Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. are absent. Flagella aids in locomotion. See in this picture, the hair-like appearance. The hair-like appearance is known as flagella, which is help for locomotion. Locomotion meaning used to move from one place to another. Classification of bacteria. Students, bacteria are classified according to their shapes of their cells. They are bacilli, which is rod-shaped bacteria. Example, Bacillus anthracis. And then Spirilla, spiral-shaped bacteria. Example, Helicobacteria pylori. And then cocci. Third one is cocci, spherical or ball-shaped bacteria. They can stick together in pairs. Diplococcus or form a chain. Streptococcus or occur in bunches. Staphylococcus and then Vibrio. Comma shaped bacteria. Example, Vibrio cholerae. Students, here they given some of the examples for bacteria based on their shapes. Bacilli, Spirilla, cocci, Vibrio. And then next one is bacteria are classified according to their numbers and arrangement of flagella. Monotrichous. Monotrichous is a single flagella at one end. Example, Vibrio cholerae. And then second one, Laphotrichous. Left of flagella at one end. Example, Pseudopodomus. And then Amphitrichous. Tuft of flagella at both end. Example, Rhodospirillum rubrum. And then Peritrichous. Flagella all around. Example, E. coli. And then Atrichis without any flagella. Example, Corynebacterium diphtheriae. And then bacteria get their food in many ways. Photosynthesis bacteria make their own food. Example, cyanobacteria. And then bacteria that live in harsh environment use chemicals like ammonia, hydrogen sulfide to produce their food. Instead of utilizing energy from the sun. And then this process is called as chemosynthesis. And then some bacteria exhibit symbiotic relationship. Example, E. coli lives in the intestine of man. And then bacteria reproduces by fission, binary and multiple fission. So this you will study in your higher classes briefly. Students, up to this enough. Remaining topics we will discuss in our next online class. Thank you. Have a nice day.